Is Meg considered a Disney princess? Because that is, like, hands down the best Disney film for music. Hercules romps home with that win. I will die on that hill. I think I've said it in a previous video, but I will die on that hill. Hercules, God, pun very much intended, tier music. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I am a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now, if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on various social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. Over there. That's very soft. Voice is still not 100% after that which shall not be named, but it's getting there. Meh. Now, if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special rules on my Discord server, and you have access to exclusive content like my Vocal Anatomy 101 series, so consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, we are going to go and listen to Voctave, and they are doing Disney Princess Melody. I have had a lot of requests for this one from people on Discord, from patrons, and from comments from my Disney video. I did Disney Princess compared to when they were young versus older. I think, yeah, then and now. So this one's come through a lot. So we're gonna go and take a listen and see what we think. Go. Nice. Okay, so Voctave are an a cappella group, so all of the music comes from their voices. Now, I feel like this has been mastered. Well, it's definitely been mastered. I'm not sure if they have gone back in and recorded this, but either way, it's amazing. There's little movements that aren't maybe matching up for me, but that's a conspiracy for another day. Don't come at me. Now, the lady that was singing the Someday My Prince Will Come, which is from Snow White, her voice is so clean, so beautiful. I think this will follow through with quite a lot of these singers because a cappella groups can be quite uniformal. Their false vocal folds completely retracted. So that means you get a cleaner sound. There isn't that kind of air brushing up against your false vocal folds, so you don't get that kind of textured sound. It's so clean. The vocal folds can vibrate unimpeded by anything that's going on above it. Also, when she got to that lovely high note, she kind of released. It didn't sound like she was trying for that note. She kind of fell back onto that note. And that's really important. Sometimes when we try and hit high notes, we try and really stretch to get there. Whereas if you kind of relax and use other parts of your body in order to kind of stabilize the sound, you might find it a bit easier. So that's something to look into if you're into singing high notes. Anyway, let's keep going. Those harmonies are absolutely beautiful. The bass is perfection. It is like a soft pillow or a mattress on which to build this sound. So spongy, so thick, and just so solid as well. I really need to go to bed apparently. Their harmonies are very gentle as well. They're not hugely in your face. They kind of layer up really gently, and it gives you this kind of almost like a sleepy feeling. Like it's very relaxing to listen to. There's no space that has not been filled with a voice. It is just absolutely all encompassing, and you can just relax into it. It's lovely, absolutely delightful.
I know you, I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar a gleam yet.
Oh, her voice is amazing. She's got a bit more of an aspirate quality to her voice, so there's more air coming through there than the girl before. It gives you that breathy sound. It's very gentle, it's nice and wispy. I do think that if she was to be singing with that wispy sound and she wasn't being recorded on her own, there's a chance that she would maybe be drowned out, because there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 other people in there with her. So if they're all singing full pelt, would they pick her up as well as they are? So I'm thinking this might be pre-recorded. Again, this might get me a load of hate, but I'm just trying to explain the recording aspect of it, not her voice, and I'm not trying to do a gotcha. So with that said, I like the way she sings kind of out the side of her mouth. It gives that little bit of almost a Drew Barrymore kind of sound. So everything's got that kind of little bit of relaxation around here, and you can hear that. It really does come through. Really nice though, beautiful.
I know it's true that visions are seldom all they seem. But if I know you, I know what you'll do. You'll love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream. Look at this stuff.
Little Mermaid.
Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more.
Oh, that, see how hard it is to pause there, because that is a swell that's coming up, and you know that something is coming after it, obviously, because there's still a lot of music to go, but it really is kind of bringing you along for the ride. It's very, very hard to stop. But alas, we have to talk about this girl's voice. Really, really nice. This one is a little bit more elevated. It's a little bit twangier, so you get that kind of youth sound to it. When we lift our larynx, the sound can become a little bit brighter, a little bit more youthful, and I think that's what she's doing, combined with a tiny bit of twang in order to make that sound kind of a wee bit younger. Try it at home yourselves. Think, hey, hey, versus hey, hey. You could do it with one line of a song to see how different it would sound. Take that. Look at this stuff. Look at this stuff. That's the same notes, but because my larynx is dropped on the second one, it sounds a lot deeper and a lot darker, but it's just larynx height. So I think she's using a bit of height on that larynx in order to get that really nice, bright sound. Nice stuff.
Ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? When I love to explore that shore up above.
Oh my
Out
word.
of the sea, wish I could be part of that world.
So there's this really common thing in a cappella groups, and they layer things with this like do 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 do. Everyone comes in with this really glottal but also quite soft pop into the sound. Boom 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 boom. It's really, I don't know if it's an actual term in a cappella groups. You would have to tell me, but I hear that a lot with a cappella groups. That bong sound. Let's just call it the bong. Let's not call it the bong, actually. Because, no. I love the way that they are managing to push so much intensity and then suck it all back in really, really quick. You're getting taken on a proper journey here. Every song is getting like this epic build, and then they somehow manage to bring it back for the next one. It is really, really good, because if it just went in one direction and it just went crazy big from beginning to end, it would kind of be a bit jarring. It would almost be too much. So they really know how to measure this performance and how to balance it out. Really nice.
Look at me, I will never pass for a perfect bride or a perfect daughter. Can it be? I'm not meant to play this part. Now I see that if I were truly to be myself, I would break my family's heart.
Yes, this is from Mulan. Yeah, this is Reflection. Now, Lea Salonga was the first person to do this, or Lea Salonga, I don't know if I'm saying her first name right. And in keeping with the way that she did it, this is very clean, very crisp. I said this tone would come back over and over and over again, and again we've got this really retracted, clean sound. Really beautiful. It allows that kind of princessy vibe to come through. Not really any hint of texture in there whatsoever. It's just plain, clean beauty. Very nice.
Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know? Somehow I cannot hide who I am, though I've tried. When will my reflection show who I am inside?
The difference between that bottom note and that top note, bass to like alien, was stupendous. Crazy. And so gentle though too. They're not stepping on anyone's toes. I heard her doing that really high top note earlier, and it was very measured. It wasn't coming in to like steal the show. It was complimentary. And that's a fine balance to make when you're in an a cappella group. You don't want to be overshadowing people, and you don't want to be taking people's focus, especially when they're doing their solo parts. So it's very much a community, an a cappella group, and you have to know the kind of role that you play and stick to it. Like I could hear it, there's one man in this group who's got like one note the whole way through, or for a few lines. When will my reflection show? And I love getting that line, because you don't have to really concentrate too much. You can just properly coast. And there was one guy in there that had that line, and I was just like, oh, my brethren, love it. Okay, let's keep going.
When will my reflection show who I am inside?
You think the only people who are people look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew.
Oh, okay. Now this lady is doing the opposite to what Ariel was doing. She is dropping her larynx. So just like we were saying before about getting that youthful sound, she is using that larynx drop to get the sound darker, a bit more mature, a very much more authoritative sound, and that's quite in keeping with Pocahontas and the song, because she's trying to teach John Smith, you ain't all that, John. Listen, you might learn something, John. So in dropping that larynx, you get this deeper, darker sound. You think you're and it softens the sound somewhat, because when you drop down that low, you lose a little bit of that finer, kind of twangier, stretchy sound, but it gives you this richness that you just can't replicate otherwise. Beautiful job. I really like her voice.
Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or asked the grinning bucket why he grinned? We need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind.
And there, she had to raise that larynx back up and add in that twang to get those brighter sounds going. But then she dipped back down. There's a lot of variety in this lady's voice, and I am living for it. Beautiful.
You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind. When will my reflection someday once upon a dream? Someday when my dreams come true.
Oh, that was amazing. That was so nice. Just pure family fun. Inoffensive, entertaining, amazingly skilled, but also so well blended out that it just felt accessible. If that makes sense. I am so sorry for the dog snoring so loud. I hope this isn't coming through the camera. It sounds like I've got a tiny tractor in my living room, which does somewhat take away from the Disney vibe. The last bit there really stuck out to me because I think it just shows the importance of a low end. It was absolutely beautiful hearing each of the princesses coming in one after the other, layering up these bright, lovely, high-based sounds. But then see when that bottom end came in, doo, it just filled the room. And really complemented those high notes. I don't think that low notes get enough props in music. I think everyone concentrates on how high someone can sing, but I think these lows are absolutely essential. So don't sleep on the lows. And that's that. So I hope you liked that reaction. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? I don't know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me, and if you like this video and you want some more, then sub down there. Just sub down there. Just sub down there. Sub down there. Thank you. Bye. Bye.